issues. So the Comox Valley Land Trust is just sending this status update and requesting that we do something about these things that are arising or outstanding from our covenant. So the recommended resolution is just to refer this to, it's got financial and strategic planning implications obviously, so just to refer it to our financial process for further consideration when we delve into our budget for next year in the long range and what we're going to do. We do have some funds set aside for doing some of this work, and some of it requires staff resources and all that, so we'd like it to be addressed by council at the appropriate time.
Okay.
Well, as you know, you're aware that this has been ongoing. We've been, Bobby Williams and myself, and we've been plugging this, opening up the mine as a tourist attraction on the whole bit. We had a lot. I guess maybe we were ahead of our time, but you know, the building that was at the old Fish and Game, there was plans of moving that, reopening the coal mine and trying to fit it all together as a tourist attraction. And I know the last meeting we had was a real stormy day. We were up there and we got a little disappointed. I might as well say that right now, the fact that there were, to get in and do the work at that portal, the furnace tunnel, we needed access. You know, and there was some real problems with that because we couldn't move some of the windfall, we couldn't move some of the wood, and if there was any plants, it had to be put back the way they were, and it was a little frustrating. Not saying it would have been cleaned up, you know, there was no intent to leave it like a jungle, but we had to get vehicle access and everything up there to work, and you know, we just didn't seem to make headway with that. The last it ended up, they were talking about a helicopter flying stuff in there. Well, you know how much that's going to cost. So anyway, Rocky and I had a discussion today about this, and you know, if it can be put together, and we did say as part of the Chinatown project for the parking lot and everything, and the tourist attraction for the mine, we'd just love to get back at that again, but not if we're not going to be able to do anything. We're told every time we step on a little flower or a piece of moss that we got to put it back. You know, that was a little bit tough. I mean, it would be looked after, but so anyway, I just thought I'd bounce that again. I don't know how we're going to attack it from here on in. We'll look at it next year, I guess, but it's going to take some money to get started and some new rules that we can live with, I guess.
My concern would be the liability issue. I think those two issues need to be dealt with as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Councillor Baird, is that money still, there was some monies from one of the grants?
That's about 4 years ago.
Is that money still held for this? Where
I
was
wouldn't think so.
Oh.
It would have gone into general.
Oh, really?
I seem to remember hearing something that there was about $3,000 set aside, and $3,000 wasn't going to even touch the amount of work that needed to be done. So it's just sitting there. And again, I'm not sure if it has been used for other purposes, but it was part of previous funding.
Who holds the liability on the property?
He who owns the property.
Yeah.
The village then?
You know, and I think at the time I recall that the Land Trust and the Forest Society were supportive of having this mine attraction as a tourist attraction. So I'm sure we could sit down and work out reasonable access as long as we repair whatever damage is done and try to minimize the damage. So I think it's a very good project worth going forward with. That's all.
If we're the property owners, can't we just go in and do what needs to be
Well,
done?
you can,
and fix
because
it
it's
up?
in the land trust. You have to follow the rules.
Would it be appropriate for the three of us to sit down and have a meeting, the Land Trust, the Village Council, and
Forest Society.
Forest Society?
Yes,
Sit
I
down
think
and
that
have a
would be where
meeting
it starts.
and a general discussion about it. Where we want to go.
I'd like to see the Chinatown group involved there too.
Yes.
Because
Sure.
It's all one.
So,
one of our plans can go on
All the players at the village.
Sure.
good idea. Can we work on setting up the meeting? Okay.
I do have concerns about trying to close off bike paths. You know, they build them at alarming rates. You know, it's like trying to keep all the landowners trying to keep out the motorized bikes, and you know, however much they try, it's a difficult one for us to solve that. I don't even know where that one is yet.
And that's another meeting that we might have to have with the cycling group.
anyway.
And you can look at it this way, at least if there's only one path, they're only on one section of it, they're not all over the property.
Okay?
Is there a motion on the start?
No, yeah.
I'd move that we set up a meeting of the stakeholders regarding industry mine and the land covenant people, the whole bit, and see if we can get it back on speed.
Okay.
And I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. Further discussion? All in favor? Well, okay.